Now, while there are several ways to add extra layers of security to your WordPress sites, I've only included 5 in this set of tutorials. Now, the 5th step I've chosen to include here is to change the database prefix name. Originally, the makers of WordPress made the default username admin and the default database prefix name WP underscore. And there were no clear-cut and easy ways to change them. Not a problem until the hackers came to realize this also. So they can adjust their hacking software to look for prefix names of WP underscore or administrator usernames of admin, and they are that much closer to getting the key to your city, so to speak. So this is the main reason not to use admin as your username, nor to use WP underscore as the database prefix name. Now, the most recent manual installation scripts from the makers of WordPress now allow you to name your username and database prefix name something other than the old defaults. It bears mentioning, though, that the one-click install script from Softaculous allows us to change the prefix name of our WordPress database during the install process. This is something that Fantastico Deluxe does not allow yet. So your next install of WordPress will be more secure because you're going to either do it manually and change the database prefix name, or you're going to use something like Softaculous and change the database prefix name during the one-click install process. But if you've already installed WordPress and maybe it's well seasoned and has lots of content and all those plugins activated, well, all is not lost. We can still tackle this. Now we're going to cover how to make the database prefix name change both manually and by the use of a plugin, which of course is much quicker than the manual way. But for all of us propellerhead geek types that want to do things from scratch, well, I got us covered. First up, the manual method. So that's going to require us to log into our cPanel control panel, head on over to our file manager. Yeah, you can do the same thing in your FTP client, what I'm going to show you here. But what we're going to do first off is edit our wp-config.php file to the new prefix name. Now, before I'm doing that, I've already broken out my login detail document and noted the existing or the original prefix name here and the one that I'm going to be changing it to here. Now, with the prefix names, we're not as free to change or add all kinds of characters like with other passwords. We can use only letters, uppercase or lowercase, numbers, or underscores. You can't use all those special characters that I was talking about, that RoboForm might throw out there at us. So this is what I'm going to be using for the new prefix name right here. So I've already got that ready, copied in my document here, ready to roll. So with that in my possession, I'm going to come on into, let's find it here, wp-config, right here, select that, come on up here to code editor because that's the one I like because it's got the numbers and stuff on the lines. And I believe it's right around line 64-ish. Come on down here, right here, that's what I want to change. And I only want to change what's in between the single quotes. Everything else, leave it alone. So I'm going to copy that new prefix name into my clipboard. Come on in here and paste. Oh, and wait a minute, before I go into this, if you haven't figured it out yet, you just have to do a backup. I mean, it's just hopefully common sense by now, but I did want to mention it. I've already done my backups, got my WP Twin doing all the cloning and all that kind of cool stuff. So just because I didn't show it here doesn't mean I didn't do it. I'm in the habit of doing it, just not in the habit of telling everybody to do it before I go into editing the codes here. So before you do anything else, pause the video if need be, go ahead and do a full backup of your database and of your files. Stash them away somewhere just in case this process goes haywire for you. You've got the full backups to fall back on. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to work here. Okay, so I got my wp-config.php file edited. Come on up here, save changes, and we're done with this. Now we can get out of the file manager. We're all done here. And we want to now navigate over to our PHP My Admin, which is right here. If you've got several databases, naturally you want to choose the correct one. And this is the one for me. If I pull in my document here, you can see DB name, this one right here. So that's the one I need to edit right here. So I'm going to select that. You see we've got all these tables here. Now you can go in and edit each one of these tables individually, but that's a little too much work for my liking. We can go ahead and instead use what's called an SQL command. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and click on this guy right here. Opens this box up. Now one thing I failed to mention earlier, and actually kind of screwed up on, was that you need to finish up your prefix with the underscore. I didn't do that, so I need to go back into our wp-config.php file and change that, because what I've done here is I've taken all of these table names here, and there's 11 of them here, but sometimes you might have a lot more tables with, you know, well-seasoned sites. So if you do, you just got to do the same thing with each one of those tables. Rename space table space single quote, put in the current, what it is here, close that single quote, space, to, space, and then repeat that only with, you know, the single quote, and put in your new prefix name here, and then the semicolon. And do that with each one of the tables that you have in your database. Now then, I put this in a text document just for demo purposes, but I need to transfer this on over to this box right here. Paste, click on Go, and we are good. That's the way it's supposed to look, by the way. Now then, there's one other thing that we need to do, and that is in the options table, there's some extra files and that has to be done as well. Now let's go on up here and refresh before we jump into our options table, and you can see the table names have been changed. Cool. Okay, so now we need to come on back in here and work on that options table and enter in, copy this in my clipboard here, this line right here. And of course you want to replace this with yours, because the rest of this here is going to be what it should be on yours as well. You just need to replace what I have as my new table name here with what you're going to be using as your table name, and then click on Go. And depending upon the number of plugins and content and such that you have on your site, there could be a whole bunch of options that pop up here. But what we're looking for here is anything that resembles the old prefix name, like WP underscore. And so far, all I'm seeing is just this one here. So we need to edit this manually. Just come over here and click on Edit, not Inline Edit, but click on the Edit link here. That opens up this, so all I have to do is come on in here and replace the WP underscore with my new name, which is just a highlight and a paste and go. And we are good. One last thing, we're in the home stretch here. We need to edit the user meta table, and basically the same thing. Let's come on back up here to our SQL table link. Now since I'm in the options table still, I'm going to back that up here just a bit, then come on into the SQL and put in this line here, and like before, all you need to do is change where I've got my prefix name in there, just enter yours. Then we're going to click on Go. Look for any resemblances of the old prefix name, like this one, this one, this one, this one. It looks like pretty much all of them here, so we need to change all of these. So I'm just going to start with the top one here, go into Edit, and right here I'm just going to highlight just the part that needs to be changed, paste that in there, click on Go. You see how it's changed there. And this one here, Edit. And so you don't have to sit here and watch me do all this. I'm going to pause the video as I finish these up. Okay, that wasn't that fun. Now I've got all those changed out, so we are good to go now. And just for good measure, come on back up here, refresh, and I believe we're done here. And Let's leave this open here just in case something went awry and I have to upload the backed up database. I'm keeping one of my fingers crossed just in case though. But I think we're good. Oh yeah, I need to go back into the file manager and change out that wp-config.php file that I messed up earlier. Yeah, I know I could have edited this out of the video, but how many times are you going to make mistakes? So this way you can see that, there's a way around it. You just make sure that you get all your T's crossed and I's dotted, and all will be right with the world. Just toss that little underscore in there at the end, save changes, and I believe our site is good. Let's come on back in here to our site. And if I refresh, let's just go to the site here, and we're good. Let's come on back in here. And if it were broken, we wouldn't be seeing any of this, but let's go to a post. Try this one. Okay, inside looks good. Take a look at the outside. Yep, we're good. And that is how you can change your database prefixes the manual way. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you the easy way.